Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here. Like my videos? Please consider buying me a coffee. Thank you so much for the support. It helps me continue making content that you enjoy.
Use a suck bomb bed, betcha. Oh yeah? No! He does suck.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at another Transformers set. It's the Cyberverse Dinobots Unite Wheelgrim with Wheeljack and Grimlock. Now, this seems to be the hardest of the three sets that have been put out with these kind of large crash combiner type of bots, and I'm not sure how I feel about this one yet. It looks kind of interesting, so let's go ahead and jump in there and take a look at the packaging. Alright, so here we have Wheelgrim in the package. It's one of those open box faces where you can grab the figure, and it feels kind of cheap, to be honest. It's got Transformers, there's Wheelgrim, Wheeljack, and Grimlock. The top's got the Bumblebee with the Dinobots up there. Side of the package has the Dinobots Unite with all of the Dinobots right there. And then this side of the package has got Wheeljack with his mustache, which is kind of interesting. Here they are in the package. There is Wheelgrim himself. Or is it Grimwheel? Wheelgrim, Grimwheel. Wheelgrim. So yeah. Back of the package here, we've got the two figures. We've got Wheeljack, we've got Grimlock. They make Wheelgrim right there, and it's kind of interesting taking a look at it. If you look at Wheeljack, he's got his mustache, and a very Beast Hunters style vehicle right there. But yeah, he's totally got the mustache painted on there, but it's not on the figure itself, so that's kind of a bummer. And then we've got Grimlock over here turning into a very fat T-Rex, and yeah, that's about it for the packaging. Let's get him out of the box and see what we think. So here we have Wheeljack and Grimlock out of the packaging, and I mean, they look okay for the most part. Grimlock's got his sword. Wheeljack has a lot of design elements from Bumblebee. There are a lot of differences, but they are very, very similar at the core. But yeah, these guys, they look okay for the most part. Now, taking a look at Grimlock here, articulation-wise, nothing at the head. The arms move up and down at the shoulder. So nothing at the elbows. Now his knees do bend back, but they're really more for transformation. So there's that. And then of course we're going to take a look at Wheeljack here. So the only thing he's got is the upper arm can move up and down. His feet do have some articulation, but again, that's for transformation. And then his legs do click in and out, but again, that's mainly for transformation. So not much articulation going on with him. Now that takes us to the transformation of the figures themselves. We'll start with Wheeljack. You're going to flip his chest open in and flip his head down just like Bumblebee does. So that's going to step up. And then you want to flip the feet downward like this and then kind of push him into place. And then go to push his legs together. Very ratchety, clickety joints, so be aware of that. And there we have our vehicle mode. So it looks pretty good. I like the red windows, the green paint apps. He's got that Beast Hunters type of grille up front. I like the kind of light gray color. I think that's pretty cool. I wish the tires were a little better. It does roll nice, so that's pretty cool. But all in all, I mean, it's pretty decent. It looks like Wheeljack. And then, of course, we have Grimlock. So let's take a look at his transformation. We're going to take the sword out of his hand here. And then we're going to lift the dino head up around his robot head. You're going to then lift the legs downward or push them downwards. Now this is the fidgety part. He's got these spring-loaded legs, and you want to kind of click them into place. They just kind of bounce, bounce, bounce. Get them into place, and then you're going to want to put the sword in between his legs, and that'll help stabilize it. but it's very, very fidgety, and the worst part about this figure. So we're going to get the tail in there, and then we're going to adjust the feet like this, and look, see how it just keeps popping? Ugh! Drives me bonkers. So again, you're going to try to get the legs into place, then you're going to push that sword down between them. So, all right, here we go. Try this again. Let's get the sword, lock it into place, and there we go. He's a big, chunky monkey, kind of a weird tail. There is no articulation at the mouth, which is unfortunate. The arms barely move up and down and pop off easy, by the way, so be aware of that. And then you got to kind of find the right balance point for him. And there he is, the T-Rex mode, and he is very, very super chunky. It's not the best. Yeah, it's kind of open at the bottom too, so I don't know. It's just not the best looking T-Rex mode, but I guess it does what it's supposed to do. Now, of course, the big gimmick is to combine these two figures together, so we're going to start with Wheeljack first. So we're going to pry apart his waist. Again, very, very heavy clicks. And then we want to pull the feet downwards, and we're going to rotate them. They're kind of weird and goofy. So you got to find the right spot, pull it down, find that piece, spin it around. And that's it. That's all you're going to do with this guy. There are the legs of Wheelgrim. So now we're going to take Grimlock. Going to remove his sword, pull the dino head down. We're going to move the arms up a little bit, and then you're going to want to put a Wheeljack's port into Grimlock. So find the right way it goes in, and then just shove it on there, and then he's going to spring load open, kind of. So move the legs over so you can create the shoulders, and then pull the dino head up, and then push it down a little bit like that, and then pull the shoulders to the right spot, get the arms in place, and then we're going to put the sword in his hand, and there is Wheelgrim. So he's got a very springy head, which is kind of funny. The arms do move up and down. They do have a shoulder joint or elbow joint, which is kind of nice. And that's about it. That's all of the articulation that this guy has. Now, it is very stable once you put it together, so that's kind of nice. And, yeah, that's pretty much him. He's got his little sword. He's got Wheeljack at the bottom. I kind of wish they'd paint the whole crown, but it is what it is, I suppose. So taking a closer look at the Wheeljack figure himself, again, it's designed very similar to the Bumblebee figure in the same line. I think I like this one a little bit better just because I think the sculpt is a little nicer, and I like the vehicle mode. Something about the color scheme I really dig. However, I'm very disappointed they did not paint his mustache on there. I may correct that, I don't know. But again, he's got a very cool kind of Beast Hunters vibe in the vehicle mode from Transformers Prime Beast Hunters. And oddly, he doesn't have an Autobot logo anywhere, which I think's kind of weird. But it's a very stable figure, and I think between the two, this is the better one because it's just a lot better built. And then taking a look at the Grimlock figure, sculpt-wise, this one's okay. It's very similar to a lot of other Grimlock figures that we have. The issue with this figure is that spring load gimmick. Getting him into the dino mode with the tail is a pain in the ass, and you can flip that sword across the room if it doesn't catch quite right, so be aware of that. Also, when you're putting him back into robot mode, make sure that the Wheelgrim head is pushed all the way down to click in. Otherwise, his legs will not stay together because of that spring-loaded gimmick, and it's just a pain in the butt. And then the spring-load gimmick in his head. Make sure you push downward, not upward, or it will fall off. Now, taking a closer look at Wheelgrim himself, the sculpt is pretty decent. I wish they would have painted the crown all the way around. That's a bit unfortunate. Been cool if the crown could have come off. He does have articulation in the upper arms, which is nice. I wish that the little dino arms went all the way down. That would have been cooler. And it'd been better if the dinosaur head actually had some articulation in the mouth. Sculpt-wise, it looks okay. Color-wise, I mean, it's kind of Grimlocky colors, and it's a better sculpt than the Bumbleswoop, I think. Taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, it looks pretty decent. The sword, it's okay. He's got a very distinct difference between the Wheeljack and the Grimlock. However, the Dino mode does have that gray bit that helps blend it a little bit better, I think. He's got the black hands. I like the ridges on the arms. I think that looks pretty cool. It's constructed well from the upper body to the lower body, which makes it a nice, stable looking figure. So it at least has that going for it. And then finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. Again, this thing's very, very stable. I do appreciate that. I like the little claw toes he's got. The robot feet are nice. Back heels for it. I wish there was some articulation in the knees on these guys. That's really about the only thing this thing's missing. But I like the design of Wheeljack as the legs. I think it looks good, and it looks good in the vehicle mode. The sculpt's pretty decent, so if it had some knee articulation, it'd make this thing a lot better. For comparison, here we have Wheelgrim with his Dinobots Unite Wavemates. We've got Sluggatron and Bumbleswoop. And, you know, I think between the three of them, he's probably the better one. I like the articulation in the upper arms. Wheeljack is a very solid vehicle, but Grimlock is just so spring-loady, it's annoying. And he's got a little bit better head sculpt, I think, than Bumbleswoop does. And I don't know. I don't know if it's as good as Megatron's is or not, or Slugtron's is or not, but I don't know. Slugtron and Wheelgrim kind of up in the air. As to which one I personally like better. So is the Transformers Cyberverse Bumblebee Ventures Dinobots Unite. Oh, that's a humongous name. Wheelgrim, something that you want in your Transformers collection. This is a very easy pass for a lot of Transformers fans. Kids will probably like this because you get a Dinobot and you get a Carbot and they turn into one big bot. And if you have the other ones, you can actually interchange the figures, so that's kind of a fun play gimmick. The spring-loadedness in Grimlock here is really what kills it for me. I get the whole concept of pushing it down and it pops open, but I feel like it would have just been a lot better without those spring-loaded gimmicks and been a much more stable figure. That being said, I think it's a lot more stable than the Bumbleswoop, and I think it looks a little bit better. It's kind of a tie between this and Slugtron for me, and if you do like these, I would pick it up because it's the hardest one to find. So there he is! Wheelgrim from Dinobots Unite, Transformers Cyberverse.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to click all the things, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for new videos, and follow me on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below.